Hi, I'm Emma Brodzik, Campus Recycling Coordinator here at Georgia Tech. As a world-class research institute with more than 36,000 students and 7,000 staff and faculty members, we produce a lot of waste. In fact, last year we generated more than 15,000 tons of it. However, a significant portion of this material has value beyond its original use. Through recycling and composting, we can make a difference by ensuring that these materials find a new life. This idea is called circularity, a system aimed at eliminating waste through the continual use of resources. Here at Tech, we work with many vendors to recycle paper, glass, plastics, aluminum, cardboard, styrofoam, plastic film, electronics, tires, pallets, batteries, and scrap metal. And we compost our food scraps and food-related waste. But what happens to these materials once you put them in our bins? Hold on tight, because you're about to find out. Let's start with plastics. Plastic items are collected across campus by the Office of Solid Waste Management and Recycling. Georgia Tech has a source-separated recycling program, meaning we sort our materials by type. Separating these materials is an important step as it makes finding a market for recycled goods significantly easier, increasing the likelihood that these materials will be recycled into something else. Remember, recyclables should always be clean and dry, with no food or liquid left behind. Once collected on campus, recyclables are taken to the West Rock Materials Recovery Facility in Marietta, Georgia. At the facility, the recyclables are combined with material from across the metro Atlanta area.
I'm with Will from West Rock. So Will, how does recycling as an industry work?
So behind us is the residential single stream facility. This machine runs about 35 tons an hour and processes paper, cardboard, plastics, metals, glass, sorts, processes, and then we bale on our IPS baler all of our fiber and plastics. Those materials are then sold to mills in and around the Southeast. This provides a very high level of sustainability for West Rock and the residents of the Southeast that we serve.
West Rock then sells these materials to companies that use recyclables as inputs for manufacturing. An example of this is the use of recycled plastic in the manufacturing of carpet. Georgia is known as the carpet capital of the world, with multiple mills in the northern part of the state, including Mohawk, that use approximately 1/3 of all PET plastic bottles generated in the entire U.S. As a result, Georgia has the second largest infrastructure for productive end use of recovered materials in the country. This means that when you recycle here in Georgia, there is a clear need for these materials right here in our state. Some of this carpet, which contains recycled plastic, is brought right back here to campus. Paper and cardboard. West Rock is also our partner when it comes to recycling the paper and cardboard collected on campus. Processed in Tucker, Georgia, paper and cardboard from the campus are taken to the regional facilities to pulp the paper and make new paper products.
When Georgia Tech material enters our Tucker facility, the paper is inspected, baled, and shipped to a paper mill in Georgia. At the mill, it's repulped and formed into a new roll of paper. The new roll goes to a box plant where it's converted to a box for a West Rock customer.
This is another example of circularity, where the materials we have recycled are brought back into our daily lives. As was the case with plastics, a lot of the paper that we recycle in Georgia stays in Georgia. Another way to divert material from the landfill is composting. Compost, compost, compost. Once compost leaves campus, it comes out here to Douglas County in Winston, Georgia, to the Compost Now facility. I'm with David. Will you tell us about Compost Now?
Absolutely. So glad y'all are here. We are here in Winston, Georgia, in Douglas County. We've been operating out here for 5 years, creating an on-farm compost facility. You can see the loading of compost carts behind us. These are the clean carts that come back to campus to be filled, and then they come out here where we're cycling the food waste back into creating nutrient-rich soil, which helps us grow great food in our communities, which is a big part of the mission of Compost Now. So when material arrives on site, it gets mixed, and what mixing is a process of turning the material in with carbon. So all the nitrogen, the food waste that comes on site from all of our customers gets mixed in with the carbon material, and it goes through a process of kind of like kneading it like dough, and then that gets built up into a windrow over a course of a week and then gets out into the active composting field.
David, can you tell us what happens if there's contamination, if people put the wrong things in the carts?
We try to make sure that our partners are on board with what we're trying to create of the finished compost at the end and know the value and importance of getting this contamination out of the stream. Then we're able to really get a homogeneous, clean mixture, and the value of having all of that product in with the food waste is tremendous for us and was a game changer. This pile is about a week old. You can see that it's already reaching temperatures of 167, and sometimes it'll go above that. Our sweet spot for temperature is really 130 to 170. We like to manage these temperatures really closely as the process is breaking down and going through it. So after a week, the material starts to almost become, indistinct in terms of what it was. So you'll see there's a compostable plate. Some of the compostable products start to look like this after just a week. By about 2-3 weeks, this is completely gone and just breaks down into smaller and smaller particles. But this is all food waste from over a week long, and you can start to see the decomposition process happening. So it takes us about 7 months to get the material more to a finished state, and behind me in this compost pile that you see, it is a finished compost. The longer we let it rest, the better it gets. The microorganisms just get happier and happier, which is going to make a better finished compost product. This material goes out to farm and garden partners, as well as our members in the residential part of our service. So they put it in their home garden, they put it into local community farms and gardens that we partner with.
Help us understand why it's good that this material is not going to the landfill.
Composting is really important that we close the cycle and close the loop on our food waste. So if this material ends up in the landfill, which is sort of the linear model of waste, that means that this material is going to release methane into our atmosphere. That happens when this material is trapped in the landfill conditions. Methane is a really potent greenhouse gas that's super damaging to our environment. But I think even more importantly than that is the loss of nutrients in our food system. So loss of nutrients means that our food is vacant of nutrients from the soil. The soil doesn't have the capacity to hold water to draw carbon down through the plants into the soil. So our agricultural land could be productive to helping us mitigate climate change through drawing carbon down through the plants, but only can do that with healthy soil. So it's so important that we cycle this material back through our food system. Food waste that you have at Georgia Tech is coming here to compost now, and we're turning it into nutrient-rich compost that goes back into our communities to create healthy soil and feed people.
Thanks for coming on this journey. As we pursue our zero waste goal, the best thing you can do are the little things. Reduce your amount of waste, clean your recyclables, and be sure to sort your materials so we can ensure what we send to our vendors can find a new life. Happy recycling and composting. Together, we can make the world more sustainable.